Well, hello and Happy New Year to everyone. It's January the 2nd, and I hope you're all having a good weekend so far. I hear one of my kitties talking in the background. Well, tone deaf and talentless. That's what these two are, and we're going into the next year, and we're just wondering what they're going to surprise us with. Do they have anything left? Disclaimer, full disclaimer can be found in the description below. This channel is for entertainment purposes. I'm using these under the fair use, fair dealing guidelines, and these are my opinions only. And I want to thank you all for watching. So let's go ahead and start with first story. I thought we'd have a quick look at some of the Christmas pictures from years past, since we saw Archie's this year, and they've made it into a cartoon character. I look back through a century of royal family Christmas cards. This is Kate, Williams, Charlotte, George, and Louise this year. Outdoor nature, absolutely beautiful. And then we saw the one that was by the fire logs. This is King George V and Queen Mary, Queen Elizabeth II's grandparents, and they sent this greeting card to the troops fighting in World War I. Absolutely beautiful, and this was back in 1914. So you can see how those have changed. This is Queen Elizabeth, and this was a young Princess Elizabeth mailed out cards to Grenadier Guards Regiment of the British Army who were fighting in World War II. And I believe this was 1942. Here we have Queen Elizabeth, Prince Philip, and Charles and Anne, and this was 1955. Beautiful. And this is a lovely picture. You can see Charles kneeling and petting the dogs, Queen Elizabeth and Princess Anne on the side, and Prince Philip on the left, and this is 1957. And now there's 6. This is after Andrew and Edward were born, right after Edward, and that's him in the pram, and this is 1965. So we'll go on now to one of the stories, and we know that Harry and Meghan had the recent Archwell Audio holiday special in which they had a few different guests on. It says that the first 33-minute episode of the 30 million pound podcast had ranked below Deep Sleep Sounds of Well Noises in the charts. I guess they were 17th, and then it actually slowly crept up to, I think, 7th. So, yes, it came in 17th place on the UK Spotify podcast chart before moving to 7th place. So it just talks about some of the people that they had, and so it seems like she's called every friend out that maybe was at the wedding or that she's friends with. So I wonder who they'll have at the next podcast. So let's go on. It'll give us a few more other than Sir Elton John. So this just again talks about that it ended up being ranked in 7th place, which was not quite the number of viewers that they had anticipated. I, for one, did not sign up to watch it. I'm not going to do anything to help their viewership. I listened to it on somebody else that had recorded it and just listened to their take on it. It was just an Instagrammer, and so I'm not using any of it in this. So it just goes on to talk about the royal couple promised the podcast would uplift, entertain audiences around the world. Yeah, anybody can say things that are inspiring and uplifting. That's easy for anybody to do. The thing that we have, or I have an issue with these two, is they don't do anything after. They just go out there, talk about it, and then send out all their press releases on it about all the wonderful things that they're doing, but they're not actually doing anything to make a difference. It's just like when Meghan was talking about Black Lives Matter. She put it out there once, tried to work with them, and then nothing ever came of it. What did she actually do that would help further their cause or bring about racial justice? Absolutely nothing. They never do anything. They just speak about it, and they're trying to get these $1 million deals, but they're doing that using their royal titles, which I think we've all had enough of, but we're not sure if Queen Elizabeth will remove those. It just says that PR guru James Henderson told The Sun that calling on their friends has been a wise move for the royal couple. But like I said, they have a limited number of friends in their group. So how many more podcasts will they be able to garner having someone there? Judy James, who is a leading TV expert in social behavior and body language, she said that she would liken the pair to Richard and Judy or Holly and Phil. She claimed Prince Harry has really dropped the Queen's English accent in favor of a more slurring, mid-estuary twang in his new podcast. She said that she described the podcast as our 2020 holiday special that they did. Harry drops the second T and 20 in a verbal slurring that sounds either American or South London, although the holiday special wording probably places in the U.S. Says that they want to honor rather than they want to, and he pronounces the word look more like luck, both of which will probably sound right in the Queen Vic in EastEnders. One of my viewers said this about one of the videos about that Megxit extension or possible removal of the titles. They said, unfortunately, the Queen has no power, and thank you, McCall, to claim a title except in cases of state treason or conspiracy against the monarch, the Queen in occurrence. Only the English Parliament can initiate the procedure for revoking the titles already conferred through a Parliament Act. The last case of an aristocrat deprived of the title of Duke dates back to 1917, 103 years ago, for high state treason during the First World War. The government certainly does not intend to venture into this thorny issue. Unfortunately, hypocritical to be with low intelligence and class, will be the Duke until he dies. Duke of the mockery of the naive who believe him. I thought that was pretty good comments. And in the NZ Herald, it says Prince William will be unhappy about Prince Harry over Archwell. The website claims, of course he is, because when he talks about and likens his self to being like his mother and putting his mother on there, and Prince Harry says to himself, I'm my mother's son, on the Archwell website. Of course, Prince William is going to be upset. The same as if they were to do a documentary on her or write anything about her. That they don't want put out there. That they want her to be able to rest in peace. And with her 60th birthday coming up this summer, I wonder if Harry will even attend. I certainly don't think Meghan will, but it's a shame that the William and his family have to continue to be embarrassed by the likes of Meghan and Harry's doings, and Meghan, I guess, putting her mom out there. You know, what about your father, Meghan? Harry, what about your entire family, your grandparents? What about your father? What about your brother? What about your niece and nephews and your cousins? You know, what are you doing to show family unity, but yet you guys want to go out there and preach to us about everything, of the way we should be kind, the way we should have compassion, the way we should nurture the human spirit. Well, it's very hard for us to take anything that you say seriously because of what you do. It's not do as I say, not as I do. It should be do as I say, watch what I do. And you should carry out that same action and live up to the standards that you expect everyone else to uphold. And said, I think William will be slightly worried that Harry uses Diana for any of his charitable or commercial ventures without consulting him. Because we know that, or we were told allegedly, that the Spotify deal along with Netflix was not approved by Her Majesty or the Palace and the royal aides, and was therefore, they found about it after the fact or just before it was announced. Same way they did with the Megxit deal. So it's really sad what this has all come to and the end of this year. And I don't know that she'll remove their titles or their patronages. I don't think they should be head president and vice president of the the Queen's Commonwealth Trust. But it's been a year of sadness. It's been a year of shame that they've brought to the monarchy and the royal family. And I think it's made all of us feel more and more angry at their whining, their preaching, their self-serving podcast, and events that they do just to get their name out there, just to appear to, so that they can make money. I certainly hope that they are not going to be allowed to use those after next year. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think that these two should be ashamed of themselves. And I'd like to go ahead and see the trial date moved up, and let's see what happens to Meghan, since we think that she postponed it due to her alleged pregnancy and alleged miscarriage thereafter. So I'm not even going to say it was. So then her friend, ex-friend, new friend, reacquainted friend, Jessica Mulroney is back in the news, and Marie Claire calls out opinion as the lowest form of human knowledge in a post calling for more empathy in 2021. Yeah, she's calling for empathy, but she didn't have empathy for Sasha Exeter, the Instagram influencer, when she asked for her help to stand up and speak out against racism. But she goes silent for a few months, and we know what happened to her career. But now she's going to be back, and she says 2021 should be the year that people should be empathetic to others. Oh, please. She's just like Meghan. Now we know why they're, became friends in the first place. So I'll just go down to the part that she says, opinion is really the lowest form. It requires no accountability, no understanding. The highest form of knowledge is empathy, for it requires us to suspend our egos and live in another's world. It requires profound purpose, larger than the self-kind or understanding. I just don't even have words to say anything else about Jessica Mulroney, and I could care less if she's still a friend or not a friend, and I just wish they would all go away. But anyway, if you didn't see this on my post, and my kitty says Happy New Year for 2021, and I wish you guys the best wishes for a brand new year. I'm certainly hoping it'll be better for everyone, and my prayers and love go out to each of you. And I just want to take a moment to say again, thank you for all of my viewers and subscribers who wish me a Merry Christmas and my family and a Happy New Year, and gave such kind words and blessings to me. That meant so much to me, and I just want to send a big shout out to everyone and say thank you so much. And let's look forward to 2021, and hopefully it's going to be a better year for all of us. So much love to everyone, and we'll see you in the next video. Talk to you guys soon.